Basics of Programming, ICSE Class 8. This is a part 2 video. IO screen design. The I/O means the input output. The input screen has the following features. The message should be clearly given to the user stating the kind of data that needs to be entered and also the range of such data if applicable. Depending on the requirement, the option should be given to the user to re-enter the data in case they enter a wrong information. The screen where the input has to be given should be user friendly. So what does it mean? The message should be clearly given. So whenever a user is trying to enter some data, the developer given should be giving a clear information when a user is trying to enter, so that it makes a clear sense that what kind of data is tried to be given or should be required. Depending on what the requirement, the option should be given to the user to re-enter the data. In case the user enters a wrong information, the 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 system should prompt, the input screen should prompt to the user that they are entering wrong data. Please enter some required data. So this kind of things should be given. The screen where the input is to be given should be user friendly. It should be very easy to understand, so that the user can easily comprehend that what our data should be given, and the user friendliness should be coming with the user interface. The output screen should have the following features. The exact value of processing should be displayed along with proper message. The output should be formatted properly. If the output crosses one page, then it should be made to halt so that the user may see the entire output. In case of pattern, the display format should be accurate. In case of a graphical display, the coordinates should be accurate. If required, the different steps of processing should also be displayed. So what does this mean? The exact value of the processing, meaning that the correct value should be shown with the proper message, so that the user can understand that what has happened into the system. The output should be formatted properly. So suppose if you use a Java function like date command, then you will be seeing a date output in the form of date with the time zone with hours and second. But this kind of information, raw information, is not being quietly understood by the user. So it should be formatted in the correct way, so that it may be easily understood by the user. If the output crosses one page, suppose the output is of 4 page. So whenever a user is trying to see the output, the programmer should make the output screen in mind that if the output is more than 2 pages or 1 pages, then the system should halt at certain point, so that the user may read the entire thing. In case of pattern, the display format should be accurate. Suppose the date thing, the date has the time and date along with it. So the format should be shown in a way that it is easily understood by the user. In case of graphical display, the coordinate should be accurate. What does it mean? It basically means that suppose the input form where you try to enter your name and the email ID should be centered into it should be centered at the screen. So the coordinates on the screen just tells the form that where should be placed. If required, the different steps of processing should be displayed. What does it mean? Suppose you are entering some data for admission to a certain college or school. So when you try to enter your name, there should be step 1, step 2, step 3 processes, so that the user understands that now the step 1 is completed. Now you have to proceed for step 2. This way it will be very easier to understand that how to proceed with the software. Bugs and debugging. Bugs refer to the error in a program. When we do a program, when we try to develop a piece of software, we do programming. So the programming has a lot of moving things like if statements, loops, while loops, do while loops, and lot of variables are placed inside the program. So these kinds of variables show that they are at the end of the compiling of a program, the compiler throws some errors. So these errors are called bugs. But there are a lot of different bugs which may or may not be caught by the compiler. So which results in the inaccurate output to be displaced or even prevent the execution of a program. Debugging is a skill of recognizing these errors and removing them. Debugging is a continuous process which should be planned properly. After detecting an error, the error must be corrected and the program should be redone. It may also happen that after removing some errors, few more errors rises up which were not detected before. So debugging is an important step of development of a software and to provide continuous support to a piece of software when it has been released after production. Errors may be classified as syntax error, semantic error, computational errors, logical errors, and runtime error. So let us start with syntax error. So uh, any kind of programming language has their set of grammar so that you stick to their grammar way of writing a certain piece of program. But if you do certain mistakes on the grammatical portion of writing a program, you will face the errors like wrong spelling. So wrong spelling is what? That the compiler doesn't understand what you have written. So you need to write specifically according to what the compiler of a certain programming language is doing using variable that has not been defined. So we have declared a variable, but but we have not defined in the very first way. So it may throw an error. Variables that has not been initialized before use. So basically, in a small way, we can say that initialization is a process of inserting or refreshing a variable so that it can be used in the program. Using variables that has been initialized before helps helps to reduce the syntax errors. Semantic errors. Semantic errors are the semantic is a way of writing a certain line of code in a certain manner. If you do not follow the certain line of code in a certain way that one has to come after another, you will definitely face the situation of the semantic error because the compiler doesn't understand that what are you trying to make sense of it. Computational error. Computational error is done due to incorrect data entry, poor algorithm, or rounding of a digit. So you have entered a value of y and you are trying to process it, but the required value requires a decimal point of up to 5 digits, but the compiler or the process of you are developing the program, you are showing that the rounding of a digit, suppose the 6 digit number, the 6 decimal point number has been rounded off up to 2 digits, so definitely an error will be thrown out because due to less precision. Logical errors, they are caused due to incorrect operators used in an expression, wrong expression written using a correct rule, erroneous initialization condition, or updating a loop variable which results in finite loop, considering only a few data while ignoring other data items. Logical errors, we can say that the while developing certain piece of codes like palindrome number, Armstrong number, this kind of program detection of certain kinds of numbers, you will be facing a lot of what you say, a lot of expressions of writing to how to split, how to reverse a certain number. So during this process, you will definitely face situations where we have not declared a loop variable, or sometimes you have not initialized a certain condition which may result in infinite loops. So infinite loops are a way of executing a program which has no end. The program will not stop at any point of time without a user intervention. So the logical errors are quite difficult to proceed, because logical errors are sometimes you will facing that you have entered some data into the program, but the output is you are getting not as expected as you hoped for. So that is also a logical error. So logical error needs time and expertise to solve a certain problem. Runtime errors are also known as exceptions, an error that occurs during the execution of the program. They are caused due to wrong type of data entered by the user, division by zero, evaluating the square root of a negative number, and incorrect placement of operators and brackets in arithmetic expressions. So runtime errors of course are called exceptions. When you will be doing a Java programming in the next classes, you will be seeing that whenever you do this kind of error, you will be seeing that the program runs fine just as expected. But when you try to use the program and give some data to it, you will be facing that the program just crashes. So these kind of crashes are called exception. This exception needs to be handled in a way that the runtime error doesn't show up. So what are the causes of expression of runtime error? So first thing is that, suppose you are told to enter a string, but you are entering a number. So you can say that you are entering some wrong type of data. Division by zero. Any number divided by zero is infinity. So for that purpose, the computer doesn't understand that division by zero is infinity. So for that thing, they just stop. For that thing, the compiler just stops evaluating the program and tells that to correct the error where the number is divided by zero. Evaluating the square root of a negative number. So evaluation of suppose root over -4. So root over -4 is 2i. So 2i is the complex number. So I stands for root over of -1. So but I is not being understood by certain programming language. For that certain purpose, it should be declared in a certain way. But if some cases in which we are typing some data into it, but in the process of solution of solving the solution of a program, the the compiler enters a data and sees that there is a negative root inside a value. So for that purpose, it will stop executing the program. An incorrect placement of operators and brackets in arithmetic expression. Suppose you have not uh, you have did something wrong with the way of writing a certain formula, where you have entered or typed a wrong formula inside it. For that purpose, you will be definitely facing the runtime errors. So, so we have talked about the errors. Now we will be seeing that how to solve these errors and how to prevent this error in any near future. So displaying intermediate outputs. So the first debugging technique is displaying intermediate outputs. While developing the while in the process of developing the program, we should be testing each and every variable, what kind of values have been stored inside it, so that we can understand that how the program is proceeding, and how we are process how far we are being processed in developing and finding out a solution of a program. So for that purpose, debugging is very important. It keeps tracks of informations of how the calculations are being done as expected or not. Testing with predefined values. For example, an Armstrong number is example of 153. So you already know that 153 is Armstrong number, but after development of that program for detecting any Armstrong number, you just type that 153 and it's showing that it is not an Armstrong number. So for that purpose, you are seeing that the predetermined values are not being detected for, and definitely there is an error. So if you just test each and every module with a certain predefined values and test the program and remove any kind of errors, then you will be not be facing any kind of errors in the future. Indenting is a way of writing a program such that one after other bracket is being perfectly shown, so that it will be very easy to find errors and solve it. Dry run is the process of writing a program before it is being written in a computer, so that you will be understanding that how the process of algorithm of development of such a program is being done Errors must be logical and control flows should be traced without even running the program. So dry run is an important process of development of any software before we write in a computer. So this is the end of part 2. Part 3 video will be released very soon.